Hi guys, I'm Reveena and welcome to my kitchen. I am so excited to be back. As you know, I was gone for 3 months in New Zealand and it was an amazing trip and I did a lot of eating and picked up some new recipes. And this is one of them. So we're going to be making corn fritters. These are fabulous and they were first made for me by my Alex's aunt, Barbara. So Barbara, if you're watching, thank you for this amazing recipe. I'm sorry I've changed it a little bit, but hopefully I've done your fritters justice. So we're starting off with 1 can of creamed corn. I always thought that creamed corn has cream in it, and it's such a silly thing to think because of course it's just that some of the corn has been like pulverized and then thickened with cornstarch. So this is actually dairy-free and it's a really good product to have on hand. So I added 2/3 of a cup of rice flour to it, but you could of course just do 1/2 cup of regular flour, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper because you want to give these some really good flavor, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder to give them a little bit of oomph and to make them rise. And then I'm adding 2 eggs, and I don't cook with eggs too often, but when I do, I like to make sure that they're free range. So those go in, and then I'm going to give everything a stir. My batter is all mixed up, and to it I'm going to add some herbs. Now, this is totally optional, and you don't have to, because that's what totally optional means. But if you have any herbs lying around the fridge, anything, you have parsley, you have basil, you have Thai basil, you have mint, you have thyme, you have tarragon, just chop a little bit up. As you can see, this isn't a little bit, but that's just because I'm completely and utterly addicted to parsley. So I'm going to add a big handful of that, and then 2 scallions. And this combination really elevates the fact that you're starting off with a canned product, which is a good product, but these really add lightness and freshness and delectability. So just put those into your batter and mix it up well. I'm going to take a large pan and put a few tablespoons of oil into the bottom. Now you don't really want to be stingy for this because as the fritters cook, they will absorb a little bit of oil, but that's what's going to make them so crispy and delicious. So get your pan preheating over around medium heat, and then once the oil is hot, dollop your fritters in and then cook them on both sides until golden brown, which should just take around 3 to 4 minutes. With these corn fritters, I had an amazing salad, which was made by Barbara's husband, Alex, who is my Alex's uncle. You can tell that that name is very popular in that family. And it's an awesome salad made with lots of crunchy ingredients. So, and when Alex made it, I think he put in 14 ingredients because he started listing them all. But I think I'm doing a sort of simplified version. And the whole point of this is that you want a salad which is beautiful and crunchy and delicious. And within that, you can put in whatever you want. So I have some lettuce over here. I would really recommend that you use an iceberg or a crunchy romaine. And this isn't entirely that, but the whole point of this meal is that you use what you have on hand and that you don't make an extra trip to the grocery store to buy lettuce. I mean, come on. So I'm just using regular lettuce, and I'm gonna throw in some celery. And as you saw me do, peel your celery. It takes like an extra 2 seconds, and you get rid of all the stringy bits, and that way everyone will enjoy eating celery, which is a fabulous crunchy veggie. Now I'm throwing in 2 spring onions, which are sort of flying everywhere as I cut them, but that's okay. And if you want to use more, use more. And if you want to use less, of course, you don't need me to tell you, but you can use less. Now I'm also going to put in a few radishes, which I'm going to half and then slice. Next, I'm throwing in some cabbage, and that's mostly because I love the color. The idea with food is that you're always supposed to eat the rainbow, and this beautiful purple cabbage looks so stunning in the salad, and I'm also completely addicted to its crunchy bite. So I'm throwing that in as well. Next, cucumber. So I'm just cutting it in half, in quarters, and then running my knife through it to make biggish chunks. Not too large, not too small. There was always, when we went trick-or-treating as kids, we'd always say, "We want candy, not too big, not too small, just the size of Montreal." Which is a very odd thing to say when you're looking for candy, but alas, it is what we said. And then last but not least, I have a tomato. Now, I am going to take the seeds out. I know this seems like such a waste, but you really don't want your salad to get wet, because that would be pretty nasty. So all you're going to do is cut it in half and then use a spoon to take the inside out. And if you're going to be making a tomato sauce or a stew or something of the sort in the next few days, be sure to keep it, because it would be really great if you threw it in. But for today, it's going to go into our compost, and the worms are going to devour it later. Tomatoes are one of my favorite things to add in salads. I just love their juicy freshness. And last but not least, some walnuts. And I've already toasted these in a pan and then chopped them up. And the thing is, nuts and salads add this wonderful, rich crunchiness, which just goes along with the veggies so well since they add such incredible freshness. Add it all in, why not? And now it's time to make our dressing, which is very, very simple. So I'm actually using mayo today. I never make salad dressings with mayo, but when Alex made this for me, it had mayo in it. So I've I've lightened it up a little bit. His dressing was very heavily mayo based, and I'm just using around 2 tablespoons to make it creamy and a little bit rich. And then I'm adding 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Though I'm not gonna lie, my Dijon mustard tablespoons are slightly larger than average just because I love it so. And then we're going to put in a pinch of pepper, a pinch of salt, the juice of 1 lemon, and a few tablespoons of olive oil, just enough to bring it together as you whisk away. Everything's ready to go, and this made 14 of these fabulous fritters. They're so wonderfully light and crunchy on the outside, beautifully soft on the inside, flavored with my mounds and mounds of parsley. But they make such a nice lunch or light dinner. They're so good. Sorry, I know you have things to do. You don't just want to sit here and watch me eat all day. I'll just take a bite of the salad and then I'll let you go. My dressing is delicious. It's creamy, it's a little bit tangy, and we have so much great crunch going on this plate, which is wonderful against this sort of soft crispiness of the fritter. I can't recommend this enough. It's a really quick and easy dinner that you can throw together. Feeds around 3 to 4 people. Yum. Thank you so much for sticking with me. All my new subscribers, all my old subscribers. It was amazing being in New Zealand and sort of watching the count go up. It was